I've been expecting this event for months, and yet I am pretty surprised that it has come to light. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. On June 23rd of last year, Britain had the most retarded referendum I have ever seen, and the result was less than pleasing.
Let June the 23rd go down in our history as our Independence Day! We will have done it without having to fight, without a single bullet being fired.
My god, I just want to punch this guy in the face. In any case, Pro-Remain Scotland began making Indie Ref 2, while London and Gibraltar also questioned their own status, and former First Minister of Northern Ireland, Martin McGuinness, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, stated that for the first time in nearly a century, Northern Ireland should unite with the Republic of Ireland. And the fact that Prime Minister Theresa May has chosen a hard Brexit has not exactly helped things out. Now, in January, he resigned because of a certain scandal that allegedly took part in the Democratic Unionist Party, and that said, he would not rerun in the snap elections that took place on March 2nd because of an illness. Voter turnout was actually higher than expected at around 65%, and this is where all the beans started to fall. The pro-Remain side of Northern Ireland did indeed show their support for the EU, as the Irish Nationalist Party Sinn Fein saw an upsurge. So, yeah, with the Democratic Unionist Party being the only pro-Brexit party in Northern Ireland, and also pretty much losing support, it's quite easy to see the idea of a unity ref happening sometime in the near future. I'm only surprised that the first crack came from the Irish. Who knew?
A very large turnout, and the result which is a big problem for the unionist pro-British side of politics in Northern Ireland. That the Republican Sinn Fein party got within one seat of the Democratic Unionist Party, the DUP, which has always dominated politics here, reflects a widespread concern about the effects of Brexit on Northern Ireland, and also validates Sinn Fein's claim that it is moving away from sectarian politics and the Unionists are not.
It's been a great campaign. We've fought it in a very positive way. I think obviously the fact that so many people have come out to vote shows that they were motivated by the message.
It is a disastrous result in particular for the DUP leader Arlene Foster, tainted by a financial scandal. Sinn Féin is demanding she resign as a prerequisite to any talks. She may have no choice, despite all her defiance.
The cause of the election was Sinn Féin and Republicanism wanting to rerun last year's election. They have done that. They have mobilised their vote in a very effective way. And as I have been saying right throughout this election campaign, it was going to be very close.
Sinn Féin is now seizing on the result as a demand that the British government reserve a special place for Northern Ireland in Brexit negotiations. The DUP is the only major party here to support Brexit.
It's for designated status for this part of the island, and it's for people here to be able to live our lives without interference from the British government.
So it's a mess, and negotiations are due to start on Monday as to whether Unionists and Nationalists here can find any way of doing business together.
But that's not the end. Nowhere near it. And earlier today, Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon just announced a new Scottish referendum. Well, I see things aren't exactly matching up to how Brexiteers expected. But that being said, Scotland has been the second largest Remain supporter, and views around Scotland's place has been constantly shifting among its people. But it is possible to see another English-speaking country in Europe. After all, back in 2014, in the early days of Scottish campaigning, the no side, aka the side that wanted to remain in the United Kingdom, saw a 20% lead, but look how that shrunk over that timetable up until polls closed. And apparently, according to a poll by STV, currently the yes side, the one that wants to leave the United Kingdom, is leading by 1%, but then again, that's still one poll. In any case, it's still too early to tell at this point, but it does have the PM running scared. I mean, she delayed the triggering of Article 50 by another week. I'm guessing she really doesn't know what she is doing. We've seen similar actions in other pro-Remain areas in the past. I mean, in December 2016, we saw the centrist Liberal Democrats Party win a majority in Richmond Park by-election. In case you were wondering, these people have been chanting about derailing Brexit for quite a while now, and they have voted against the Brexit bill that was done earlier last month.
It is time for me to set out decisively and with clarity the way forward. Doing nothing at this stage, in many ways the easiest thing for me to do, would mean letting Scotland drift through the next 2 years with our fingers crossed, simply hoping for the best. And of course, I do hope for the best. But I am far from alone in fearing a bad deal or indeed no deal. Nor am I alone in fearing that even a so-called good deal will be significantly inferior to membership of the single market, and that it will set Scotland on a course that will not only damage our economy, but change the very nature of the society and country that we are. Whatever path we take, it should be one decided by us, not for us. So let me set out the plan I intend to pursue. First, I will continue to stand up for Scotland's interests during the process of Brexit negotiations. Second, I will now take the steps necessary to make sure that Scotland will have a choice at the end of this process. A choice of whether to follow the UK to a hard Brexit or to become an independent country, able to secure a real partnership of equals with the rest of the UK and our own relationship with Europe. The Scottish Government's mandate for offering this choice is beyond doubt. Last year, we were elected with the highest share of the constituency vote won by any party in the history of devolution on a manifesto that said this: the Scottish Parliament should have the right to hold another referendum if there is a significant and material change in the circumstances that prevailed in 2014, such as Scotland being taken out of the EU against our will. These conditions have, of course, now been met. So I can confirm today that next week I will seek the authority of the Scottish Parliament to agree with the UK Government the details of a Section 30 order, the procedure that will enable the Scottish Parliament to legislate for an independence referendum.
So, yeah, all I can say is congratulations, David Cameron. You destroyed 2 devolutions with 1 referendum. The first time I'm saying 2 birds, 1 stone in a negative way. Well, that being said, that was just a quick insight on what has happened, and right now I'll be shifting my focus to the Dutch elections, which will be on Wednesday.